usually just, hey, good morning, but I'm kind of a pouty little crybaby this morning. Uh, got home last night to a notification that the channel got a strike. Now, it's not like I'm on the edge of losing the channel, but it was a personal removal type thing. So I don't know what happened. Instead of worrying about it or even digging into it, I just deleted the video. I take the punishment and we'll get back to work doing what I like to do the best, which is the deep dive lyrical thing. Hunter, come here. He is very jazzed up. He would like it to be all about him, or at least effing up everything I got. He's like, I don't like this. He is just jazzed. I'm so sorry. Critical Acclaim. Someone asked to check out the lyrics. I don't know if I heard it in like a concert. I can't remember. I apologize because I've been just horrible at comments. That's the one place that makes it all feel super real, and the stress, anxiety has been high lately. I suffer from all my own personal issues. And because the channel has achieved no critical acclaim, I can't afford doctors and meds. I'm just kidding. I need better purpose. Pretty sure I know this too. Is this radio?
Someone's kid in the heart of America has blood on their hands fighting to defend your rights so you can maintain a lifestyle that insults his family's existence. Well, where I'm from, we have a special salute we aim high in the air towards all those pompous asses who spend their days pointing fingers.
I understand why we're here. Take a closer look at what's being said, and because there's a couple lines there about defending rights so you can maintain lifestyle, it puts it to a certain direction. At the same time, if I would prefer to see it more of an ideological thing, not just, one-sided. It's tough because I do think, we need some balance. At the same time, there should be standards and practices that you can take pride in, and you might want your kids to. It might be how far out you get to look. This. I'm struggling with the self-loathing human being who longs for humans' demise from the planet. I'm struggling with that mindset right now, outside of reactions. And gosh, I gotta go back to right now. Honestly, I think it's creation and purpose versus destruction and death. I mean, I think those are the two opposing forces that are, trying to wrestle control of the whole system from each other.
Blood on their hands, fighting to defend your rights so you can maintain a lifestyle that insults his family's existence.
Taking a closer look at the song is awesome because there's a great track. And then they just beep out, because this was a radio, right? This got some radio play. They must have just beeped out the language at the beginning. I never noticed that, and not that it matters. If language is used or desired to create a certain point, it should be those too easily offended by it all that have to turn away. Not everyone else has to, check their language, so a small percentage can be. That's where I get confused. I do think I have to empathize with the fringe element, but I don't think everything has to change to satisfy those feelings at the same time. It's tough, isn't it? It's tough. It's
Fighting to defend your rights so you can maintain a lifestyle that insults his family's existence. Well, where I'm from, we have a special salute way behind the air towards all those pompous assholes who spend their days pointing fingers. Like the heartbeat of this country when antagonized you love. I'll be damned if you count me in as part of your generous hypocrisy collecting enemies. Tabloid gossip, queen worthless. There's no need for us to bury you. Selfish and kid, no one to like this way until you're I'm founding my myself with something real. Don't respect the words you speak in God's silver. All the way from the east to the west, we got this high society looking down on that very foundation, constantly reminding us that our actions are the cause of all their problems, pointing their fingers in every direction, blaming their own nation for who wins elections. They've never contributed a fucking thing to the country they love to criticize.
well, yeah, obviously this is definitely that one side, and I'm cool. I align, gosh, 80-90% with everything being said here. At the same time, I'm trying to I don't want to give my enemies a free pass, but I understand that we're never going to all be like-minded. That there's at least, what is it? I don't know. I'm not super good at this part, but I mean, there's got to be 5, 6, 8 different core archetypes, and let's just say 2, 3, 4 different varied civilization, cultural. How do I explain that? Yeah, people who fish the ocean for 100 generations have some cultural similarities. Those who live in a mountainous region, no matter where that mountainous region, has some cultural similarities. Maybe not language, maybe not faith, maybe not other things. But wow, some of the shit's the same because we chose to live in the mountains. This is northern living versus, equator living. Going to create a couple different constants, no matter where it takes place, I would think. Not claiming to be an expert, claiming all opinions are for entertainment purposes only. But I'm never gonna be exactly the same as the person who, worked the swamps for 10 generations, that being their way of life, mine being, guarding the Canadian border from, socialist extremists. Point is that I know I'm never going to be exactly the same as everyone. So I want to think that there's this ethical, moral, natural law that runs through humanity that binds us together in a way that I do empathize with people I don't agree with. I'm just not willing to say, oh, I feel so bad, you're right. No, it sucks for you, but can we, work out some balance? But I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because I want to focus. For the longest time, I focused on, the entire top must be bad. Then, no, it's the entire system that desires control and human bondage. Don't like, right? But then some forms of control or social contracting is necessary for it not to all devolve. Do I think there has to be multiple answers for multiple reasons for multiple human archetypes. And I only ultimately fear that a group that thinks only their way is right wins out and imposes their will with force on others. The irony is that everything talking about here, current trends in the news or politics, I only see one candidate being possible of doing that, and it turns out it's not the one they're afraid of. This is the one that admits that you mean nothing, and we're not going to make anything great again. We're going to destroy one way of life to create a new way of life. Yeah, that one I'm totally against. I'm positive the people with the coexist sticker don't actually want to coexist with their enemies. I despise some of the things my enemies do, but unless it's immoral or straight up satanic evil, you do you. I want you to change. I'm just not going to say, your fetish behavior belongs at the front counter at the supermarket or gas station while you're checking me out. See, you should be checking out my groceries, not my potential involvement in your fetish games. It gets confusing, this whole ordeal. And I'm not sure whose ideas are being forced all the time, but I do believe that this is a pretty good metal version of Ode to the NPC culture. And you keep repeating what we tell you to repeat until we've conquered your enemies for you.
All the way from the east to the west, we got this high society looking down on that very foundation, constantly reminding us that our actions are the cause of all their problems, pointing their fingers in every direction, blaming their own nation for who wins elections. They've never contributed a fucking thing to the country they love to criticize.
Oh. So then I realized I really like certain players in the game, ultra rich individuals, problematic to one side, being elevated to hero status on the other. And I'm kind of in the middle going, hey, some of those achievements are amazing, but what happens when them robots turn on us? The fact that I've had watched 25, 30 years of dystopian film and we are fast tracking that world into existence. Fuck, humans must be stupid. No, you're wrong. We need it. I need my robot servant. Rollen, you're so wrong. That's the future. You got to embrace it. Do I? I believe that the chance of problems, the destruction of the need. Man, if you think we got problems now, wait till no one has nothing to do. When it's just chemical altering drugs and digital entertainment in a tiny little tube, and you can't go nowhere because you ain't got no carbon credits to spend. You get a knock on your door and some elitist wants to buy your kid because they'll trade you some carbon credits for that, and then you do it. It's going to create a whole new black market that's just going to be incredibly horrible. People are going to be doing the worst things to each other to take each other's carbon credits. And there are assholes out there fast-tracking these systems. I think it's fair to see which side I stand on. Fuck globalists and fuck their whole agenda.
The country they love to criticize the obscene, ignore the untrue depictions we see, try and get through. And many mistakes can hurt. I'm not the last, but I sure ain't the
Sorry. I realize every now and then I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh shit, there's people watching this. Yeah, no, mostly I'm just venting out my frustration with getting a strike. At the same time, you know, it's like, what can you do? And the first thing is do nothing, period. I'm like, I'm going to choose that option. I'm not really that crushed because Ange and I talk about this all the time. Because I truly believe that some of these ideas should be amplified and talked about at all times, I'm guessing by the time it all shits out on us, I'll end up only being on like X and Rumble. Anywhere. They can have problematic sides too. Yeah, they can. But as long as they operate on more of a... it's okay to say what you want. It's not okay to worry about what you hear. You can control. You don't have to go places where you could possibly hear something challenging. You can always stay in that safe space. Stay right in there. Don't leave that box. You know, be a clone. Yeah, no, I realize you're looking and I'm like, oh, shit. You're watching. Come on. There is a thing in here. It's that line. So there's the line. That's the reason I'm. When I'm not trying to make one up. There's a hard line. There's an extremist. There's a nuance. There's a center fence sitting position. There's a multitude, just like ranting earlier, there's a multitude of differences by where you just live on the face of the planet. There is a lot of different takes on fellow man, humanity. Let's go with that route. Except for the fringe, who it doesn't matter how I say it, there's going to be men in the word. That's problematic. Hey, that's funny, but really not my problem. Because of course it's just a problem with their ears and language, not like I think it's just big dick a swinging dudes who rule everything. That's fucking stupid. If I heard that every time I heard the word men, I'd have something wrong inside my head. There wouldn't be something wrong with the language. Right? If I take everything as a fucking threat, I certainly haven't been out in the real world, especially if you're one of my neighbors. What? What? What is fucking, you need a sweater? It's just horrible out there. Keeping in mind, you can choose not to go where places are incredibly bad. See what I'm saying? Like fellow men, I don't know. Yeah, I have empathy, but do I have empathy for those who choose to live in a place where the numbers are astronomically good that something poor will happen? Well, no, I moved. I had to leave. There's not a, well, I get to risk it. At certain part, if you're risking it, you're mostly at fault. Yeah, it's one of my, I'm not sure how much I empathize for everybody all at once, but I wish to consider all players in the game. It's crazy. But that line, that's what that got me kind of, what really is at the heart of what I'm ranting about. And boy, I must be pissed about that because it's 22 minutes already. It feels like just started. I don't believe I'm an NPC in any way. I can barely regurgitate my own party's propaganda, unless my platform is that, natural law, try to do no harm, I'll have value, find purpose, and purpose, focus, applied energy, action, creation is more important than destruction. That one I've got down pat. That one I'm pretty sure I totally follow. I mean, that song is amazing. It is a kick-ass song. And there's a comment down in the link. Respect to the person who creates the lyrical content and puts it out there for us to reflect upon. It is very nice, very cool. Comment down on this one talking about reading the lyrics, digging deep, and kind of hearing it for the first time. I can't go that far, but I will say, I know I'd heard the song many times, and I never really paid attention to how thought-provoking the lyrical content is. So much love, respect there. And yeah. And probably why we went hard instead of curling up a ball, rolling into the corner and going, I am so sorry. How could I make more money for the system and tell me how to do this and this? No. Fuck it. Be myself until the whole thing, till the wheels fall off. I was talking about an ASAP yesterday. Burn the candle at both ends, just collect the wax, remake the candle, and go again. Is there a place to end up if this doesn't work out? There always has been. And the fact that we've spent almost 3 years, I think, this Christmas doing this deal and not asking for anything, but you be patient as I rant and rave. If you don't enjoy it, you can turn the channel, but I solicit nothing else from you. Love anything that you support the channel for with comments, the whole deal. Appreciate it all, but what do I got to... That is not the arrangement I have been working on. The arrangement I've been working on is trying to be as honest as my heart will let me and learn something about myself along the way. I don't think I know anything for anybody else outside of me. I'm trying to make myself, my life, my path, my playing this game to the best of my ability. And it has never started with a bottom line based on, money, success, winnings. What can I get from it? It's kind of why I'm pissed about the strike, and I'll end it at that. It's hard to stumble across a reaction on my channel where I'm just silent, listening to the music, and moving on. And I always thought that was the whole idea behind it. If you can add something, if you can take something from it, if you can reflect upon it, if I choose to be hypercritical, pointing out its critical acclaim or lack of, that was part of the gig. That's a literal thing. I thought I watched Siskel and Ebert do that with fucking movies for years. So I got confused. But... fuck it. I'm just going to keep adding as much as I can possibly add, enjoying as much as I can possibly enjoy, and I'll have a place waiting if it all craps out. So we'll keep chasing our own personal critical acclaim. Now, Avenged Sevenfold's critical acclaim is fantastic. What a great tune. Maybe in the end we should have more conversation before it turns into something uglier. It's a good place to start. And probably much more now than later.